I always thought to myself, like, look, I know I was meant for something greater in this life. I know that there's something bigger for me out there, but it just seems as though, like, it's always so close within reach, but so far at the same time. And every time I get so close to it, I'm just like falling back down to ground zero. And it's just so frustrating because I don't know what it is. I know I'm a hard worker. I know I'm a high achiever. I am very talented. I'm actually very multi-talented. I don't know what is stopping me from getting to my goals. This was meant for you if you believe that you're a high achiever, you're multi-talented, and you know you have really profound things to say that will change the trajectory of your life as well as other people's life. But it seems as though you just can't reach that success. It seems like it's so far away, but so close at the same time. Because what happens to you is that you tend to self-sabotage. Every time there is some sort of level of success, it comes back down to ground zero because throughout childhood, you have associated being in the spotlight, being seen, being perceived, any grain of resistance as danger. So now as an adult, you go into hiding. You hide what you have to say, you hide your creativity and self-expression, and now all this wasted potential reside inside of you, and there is a frustration of push and pull when it comes to what your purpose in life is. So I know that deep in my soul, I am supposed to be perceived by people because all of the things that I have to say are so profound to me, and I feel like people need to hear it. And there are times when I make videos on TikTok or Instagram, and then they get a lot of views. And that validates me that, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be talking about. But then every time, it seems as though I get some sort of visibility. It feels like all eyes are on me. It feels like I tense up, I get really nervous, and then I go into a cycle of not making any more videos, even though I'm doing really well. So why do you think that it's usually the people who have the most profound thing to say have this fear? Why do you think you have this fear? It is because what you're saying goes against the grain of what everybody else is thinking. Everybody else has this programming that they're following, and you are the odd one that stands out. You're the one that's like, hold on a minute, I'm looking at the system, there's something wrong with it, and I feel the need to point it out. And it takes a lot of courage to step out of line and observe this, and even more courage to speak up about it. So this is probably rooted in childhood when you were authentic to yourself and you spoke up your truth, and people made you feel crazy. People made you feel like what you're saying could put you in a mental asylum. And so now you have associated with speaking up and speaking in your truth with danger. So you spent your entire adulthood hiding what you have to say. You have gone into hiding. And what hiding has done for you is that you took a step back. And now you've been observing yourself, learning more about yourself and other people as well. The beauty of this hiding period is that it makes you more intelligent and more in tune with what society is doing and what's going on with society, with human behavior. So it's actually time for you to step out and share with the world all of your findings now. So your current subconscious program that is running you right now is, I need to prove in order to show that I'm good enough, right? Because of that one incident in childhood. Now, to reframe that, you just need to microdose your exposure, because you understand that people who are in the spotlight, people who are leaders, regardless of how good of a leader they are, they will always receive criticism. I always say to people, even Jesus had criticism. Even Jesus had haters. And that man was supposed to be perfect. So I have to work through this fear of visibility and tell my body and my mind and my soul that it's okay to show up in the world because I'm speaking my authentic truth. There will be lovers, there will be haters. It does not matter. What matters to me and what matters to my existence is that I do show up. Now, I really want success. I really want that. I know I'm supposed to be at a better place than I am currently at right now. And usually people around me fear that they are going to fail. I never thought this about myself. I know that I'm meant to succeed, but If it's not the fear of failure, I don't know what it is then. That actually is the fear of success. And now you're probably thinking to yourself, like, fear of success, that's so silly. Like, who actually fears success? Well, there's actually so many reasons why a person subconsciously would fear success. First, you have to get rid of your old identity. Your old identity is tied to the environment that you're currently in, the people that you're currently friends with, even family members that are keeping you anchored in this old identity of yours. And think about it. Imagine waking up tomorrow and not knowing who you are. You've lost all the people, places, and things that you currently have. And that's what it feels like to your nervous system. You step into an old identity means taking that leap of faith and leaving and cutting off all of the dead weight. And most people carry the dead weight around with them because they think it's safe. And then let me also ask you this. Do you know how much you listen to that voice that is produced from anxiety and fear every day compared to the voice that is telling you to be courageous and to be bold? Because as a human being, the body, the mind wants to stay in homeostasis. And homeostasis means repeating the cycle that it knows to be safe, right? So this is all the cycles and patterns that have been on constant loop and repeat because it knows. It's like, do this thing because we know that it's safe. And it brings the outcome that we already generated in our head. Listening to that bold and courageous voice inside of your head means you're telling the body and the brain, look, we're taking this step. We don't know the outcome. We're just going to have to go and see. And succeeding means that you show up every day and you blindly choose. You have blind faith and choose that bold and courageous voice inside of your head every single day. You don't give in to the fear and anxiety because now you understand that that's what's keeping you stuck. You know, it's so interesting that you mentioned that you have to be courageous in taking this journey for yourself. And I don't remember the last time I was courageous. Probably when I was a kid. I was so bold and courageous. I wanted to do everything, and I did do everything. I don't know what happened. You know, as I progressed into adulthood, it seems as though I became more scared. Scared of everything that I do, scared of my choices and decisions, and there's a lot of what ifs happening in my head. I wonder, how can I channel that courage again? On the topic of your childhood, you were most likely a talented kid. And now you're wondering, where did all the talent go? And the truth is that that talent, that energy that was backing up your talent, went into generating imposter syndrome. What probably happened as a kid is that you were a high achiever, you were very talented, and you performed, you made things, and you did things, and the adults around you gave you praise. And then you go back to do more things, they give you more praise, and the cycle keeps repeating. So do you see how you're now generating yourself from this cycle of praise? As we go into adulthood, there is more criticism that surrounds us, given the state of the world right now. And there is not as much support, affirmations that we received compared to when we were a kid. So now you're left wondering, are the things that I'm doing even good enough, right? You're missing that feedback loop of praise that was given to you by the people around you. And if anything, there is now more criticism that surrounds you. So now you have turned this feedback loop into criticism. Now, as an adult, this feedback loop that you operated on has turned into imposter syndrome. You do something, you get criticism, you go back to redo it, get more criticism. Your nervous system has now associated recognition with criticism, pressure, stress, when it previously had associated with, oh my God, I'm so good, I'm so great, let me keep going. Now, this is not about thinking positively or screaming affirmations into the mirror until you're blue in the face. That's not gonna work for you. Number one, it's about seeing where that voice inside of your head is coming from. Maybe it was a mentor, it was a teacher, it was a parent, a sibling, or even a kid in your middle school class telling you that you couldn't do something. Whose voice does that belong to that's inside your head telling you that this is not good enough? And number two, understanding that this is rooted from perfectionism, the all or nothing mentality, right? And with that, you have to understand one messy step forward is better than no steps forward at all.